Hey everyone, I delivered this talk about turbocharging marketing machines to a group of non technical digital marketers in early 2019. And since the conference, I have received many requests to share this content on LinkedIn. In the next few minutes, I'll cover 8 powerful ideas that'll help you activate your marketing tech stack to its full potential through high quality data. A few days ago, on one of my news feeds, an interesting story popped up. A Reddit member had volunteered to clear his grandma's garage, saw a dust covered tarp covering a car, and had the surprise of his life to find under the tarp a 1989 Lamborghini Countach. Lamborghini only make about 300 of these supercars, and in pristine conditions, one of these cars could fetch you over $500,000 today. Now, this one car alone would be the find of a lifetime. But the story gets better. Turns out there are two tarp covered cars in this garage. The other one, a red Ferrari 308. Apparently, Grandpa in 1989 bought these cars for his exotic car rental business, and when he ran out of money and couldn't afford the insurance, decided to stick them under a tarp in his leaky garage. Now, if you're into cars, your heart probably sank a bit to hear this story. What a shame to buy these amazing supercars and then park them in a garage for 3 decades. Unfortunately, this scenario plays out over and over in marketing technology. We buy these marketing technology Ferraris, expensive, amazing tech that has tremendous potential, but end up parking these amazing machines in a leaky garage generating limited return. To get the best return out of today's amazing marketing tech, having the right tech is just 20% of the story, but tends to get about 80% of the attention from marketers. Meanwhile, the focus on platform activation, integration, creating the right operating model, agile and lean processes, and most importantly, data, the oil that enables outstanding performance from your tech, gets very little attention. So today, I'll speak to all of you about how you can use the power of data to turbocharge your marketing machine. Forrester calls a new breed of high growth companies that are agile, data savvy, and customer obsessed, insight driven businesses. And collectively, as a group, these companies are set to grow at an astounding 30% annually, earning amongst them almost $2 trillion dollars by 2021. You know these companies, you use their products and services. They're companies like Google, Etsy, Amazon, Expedia, Salesforce, Netflix, and Stitch Fix. Now, my wife is a Stitch Fix customer. She puts a note to her stylist, and her stylist's talent is then augmented by data and smart algorithms to try and pull together the perfect box for her. Now, sometimes my wife will return a box, but often she is keeping these boxes, which is great news for companies like Stitch Fix. This was a disruptive idea about 10 years ago, but today almost every departmental store is chasing this model. Someone said to me recently, all this talk about technology is overblown. When it comes to great marketing, it's about world class creative and building high performing teams. People are the differentiator, and you can launch very successful campaigns with very simple tech. I agree that the most important asset of any company is its people, but I submit to you that the second most important asset of a company is its data. Treat data with the respect that it deserves, and it'll do wonders for your business. Speaking of great content, one of the biggest challenges I hear from marketing teams is that they produce all this great content and sales teams just can't seem to locate it. The answer isn't just a digital asset management repository or an enterprise content management system. These are the Ferraris. The fuel for these platforms is a well crafted content taxonomy, tags that are consistently applied, and metadata on the content that, when included in the index of the search engine, can find the right content for the right context. Keep your content fresh and discard content that isn't relevant or not performing well. Invest in instrumenting your content and measuring its performance through A B testing and through content analytics. High quality data and insights derived from it will lead you to the often quoted and seldom achieved state of delivering high performing content to the right person at the right time. Now, hopefully, I've convinced you that you should invest in becoming an insights and data driven business. Let's now talk about 8 ideas that will help you get there. I have heard these strategies referred to as data defense, data offense, and organizational transformation. Data defense is about staying alive as a business, everything you need to do to protect the downside. Data offense is about using data driven insights to grow your business. And organizational transformation is about becoming a data driven enterprise. So, with that context, let's get started. The first 3 ideas are data defense, the next 3 are data offense, and the last 2 ideas I'm going to talk about are about organizational transformation. If I met you at a party in 2017 and you told me that a show about tidying up your house would be one of the biggest phenomena next year, I wouldn't have believed you. As you might know, this is Marie Kondo, and her Netflix show, Tidying Up with Marie Kondo, has been a runaway success. She is in the process of raising $40 million in venture funding to scale her KonMari business, and she is having an impact on many people's lives. Her approach can be polarizing. Love her or hate her, I think her philosophy of retaining things that spark joy and organizing them to get the most out of these assets applies to data. So, my first data defense idea for you is get your data organized. Data is one of the most valuable assets of your organization. Firms usually know where their money is, but do you know where your data is? What data you have? Chances are that you don't. And if you don't, start by creating a data catalog. The catalog should classify all of your data into key subject areas. It should identify single sources of truth for that data, identify data owners and stewards, tag and classify data so that you can apply the appropriate security and privacy controls to it. The catalog should link to data definitions and should capture data quality and other metadata so that you know if the data element you're looking at is fit for purpose for the use that you're considering it for. If you do this well, over time, you'll be able to track data lineage, and then this should lead to improved data quality and use. Data lineage, by the way, is just a technical term that tells you where the data is sourced from and within your ecosystem, within your company, how is it moving? How is it being consumed? This data catalog will also help you find data that doesn't spark joy anymore. And you can either archive it, freeing up high cost storage, or delete it while being in compliance with any regulatory requirements that apply to your context. While there are many metadata management solutions you can buy, all you need to get started is a simple spreadsheet. As you mature, you might want to invest in a simple tool that is suitable for your context. And over time, when you're ready as an organization, again, depending on size, you can consider bringing in a more advanced enterprise metadata management solution. Please be advised that building a data catalog will take time and perseverance. On the Marie Kondo show, you see families spending months tidying up a single house, and it takes everyone to do it. The same applies to building a data catalog at your firm. 2 tips for success. Create a policy to populate data catalog for all new work here on. And second, recruit your company's community of associates to help. The results will be absolutely worth it and could help you comply with privacy regulations like GDPR and CCPA and help protect sensitive data in your environment through encryption, privacy, and other security and privacy controls. A single sensitive data leak could cost you your business. Get organized. Data can be classified in many ways. Based on structure, you can classify it as structured, semi structured, or unstructured. Digital content, for example, is unstructured data. Based on source, you can classify data as first party, second party, and third party data. First party data is the data that you own and create, and is often the cleanest and most reliable data within your company. Third party data is data like demographic data, location data, social data, etc., that you can buy from third parties and can often be very noisy. Based on purpose, you can also classify data as reference data, transactional data, or analytical data. Reference data is foundational data that represents key business concepts that are used frequently across your stack. Entities or concepts such as client, product, account, etc., are part of what you can call reference data. Model this data well. Reference data should be your cleanest data set because it is used all over the place. Transactional data is data that is generated as a result of day to day business activities, and analytics data is data that you generate or import that then can be used to drive insights and better decision making that drive revenue growth, cut costs, or mitigate risks within your firm. So, data defense idea number 2 is to clean and organize a single source for your data, starting with reference data. Customer data, for example, is driving your segmentation and personalization strategy. Start by taking a look at your customer relationship management reference data. Ensure folks who are closest to the data can improve it in the context of their daily workflow without stepping out of the systems that they already use. There are data quality solutions available for your CRM today that can monitor data quality, apply match merge rules, and generate exceptions that can then be addressed by your data ops teams. After you have tackled reference data, work on identity. A single internal customer ID, for example, that can be used to stitch together data across your first party, second party, and third party customer data sources. These 360 views of your customer can then be used for segmentation, driving highly personalized digital experiences and targeted campaigns. In addition to monitoring, cleaning, and mastering data, ensure you have a consistent data distribution solution. Data APIs, for example, that can be used to pull in clean data directly from a single source of truth into systems of insights like business intelligence and reporting solutions. In the age of the empowered customer, data privacy is going to become increasingly important. If you're a global business, starting in May 2018, you have had to comply with the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR. We also have several US based regulations coming soon, starting with the California Consumer Protection Act, or CCPA, with many other states planning on following this trend. This, of course, is in addition to existing laws like CAN spam that marketers are very familiar with already. I submit to you that companies that have privacy at the heart of everything they do can have a differentiating advantage against their competition in today's privacy focused environment. You see the impact on leading platforms already. Facebook now has a privacy manifesto. For a business model built on monetizing user data, and selling highly targeted ads, this is a DNA change. So, idea number three on data defense is to adopt a privacy by design posture. This starts with tagging customer data in your catalog, creating strong solutions for preference management and consent tracking, and designing every solution within your ecosystem with privacy in mind. Business processes and APIs that allow a customer to ask what you know about them and enabling forget me calls should be in place. Speaking of customer preference management, there are solutions that are dedicated to that capability if you need to bring those on. Finally, if you're a small firm, deputize someone to be your customer privacy advocate. If you are a large enterprise, consider creating a privacy office that will ensure you have strong policies and procedures in place to not only stay compliant with regulations, but also be prepared to handle potential breach scenarios. Of the three defensive ideas we discussed today, this one is the one that I find most firms behind the curve on. Pay attention to this area. In addition to reputational damage to your brand, GDPR fines can be severe. 20 million euros or 4% of global annual revenue, whichever is higher. On the data offense front, one of the easiest things to stand up these days is a data lake. The components you need to create one are a distributed storage solution, which is just a technical way of saying a place to store all your files that has redundancy built in. A compute layer that lets you query against semi structured data, a data pipeline to bring files in, integration with a metadata management solution so that you can tag data, data quality checks, data profiling to find sensitive data, and a process to refine data so it is ready to be loaded into structured data stores like relational databases for operational use cases and data warehouses for analytical and reporting needs. You don't need all of this functionality when you start. You can build this stuff incrementally. Start with the storage and compute layers tied with metadata. This will let you create a sandbox environment for your quants and data science teams to get going in setting up experiments, training machine learning models, and driving insights earlier in the lifecycle of your data. Storage for data lakes is very cheap, and this capability will let you analyze newer data sources like clickstream data, IoT, social media, etc. One caution: you start dumping data without an organizational system, your data lake will quickly turn into a data swamp. The next idea is to ensure you have a fundamental component of a modern data architecture, which is a marketing data platform or a marketing data warehouse. If you have one already, chances are that it is built on prem on costly hardware and infrastructure. Along with cleaning the data in your warehouse and ensuring the data is modeled right, I'd encourage you to consider a cloud based data warehousing solution. The elasticity and metered cost models in the cloud offer higher reliability at a lower cost profile. You can these days scale the storage and compute infinitely. You'll collect your customer demographic, behavioral, transactional, device, and location data across first, second, and third party data sources here. A well designed data warehouse will allow you to do advanced analytics, differentiated segmentation, persona analysis, predictive models, and much more with the power of machine learning and data science tools. It will also allow you to create business intelligence dashboards and reports that can power analytics and quantitative teams to improve decision quality. This is one of the foundational components within your data stack that can power highly personalized digital experiences. To get the best out of these solutions, be sure to connect them to all of your systems of insight, including platforms like customer data platforms or CDPs and data management platforms or DMPs. A question I often get is, do I need to invest in a customer data platform or CDP? And the answer is, it depends. For many businesses who are just starting on this journey, it might make sense for you to go and buy a CDP. CDPs give you an extensible marketing data model right out of the box, along with capabilities such as an integration connectors, identity resolution, and analytics capabilities. In other words, it is a one stop shop solution if you don't have any of these capabilities in your technology estate. However, if you do have a lot of these capabilities and are just missing one or two components, rather than abandon your data warehouse or your existing data platforms and start over, very expensive, I would suggest bringing in the capabilities that you're missing. In most cases, if you just move your data to a cloud platform, bring in a modern data integration platform, and solve for identity resolution and device tracking, it will have functional parity or close to it with a CDP. I'll also point out that most marketing cloud providers are looking to build these capabilities within their platform. So chances are that you will get these capabilities through that route as well if you're invested in an integrated marketing platform or a marketing cloud solution. One last word on this topic. You'll often hear people say you don't need a data lake and a data warehouse. In my experience, this isn't possible yet without some serious trade offs. I see these solutions complementing each other, and you'll likely need both of them for now. Historically, one of the big challenges in activating insights across a marketing technology stack has been moving data seamlessly through all the solutions that marketers use. But likely, you will still need to connect many solutions together to activate your marketing supercar. The good news is you can do this today with citizen integrators without the small armies of technical integration teams needed in the past. There is a new breed of cloud based integration platforms available today, a rich set of out of the box connectors, visual development paradigms, and intelligence built into these integration endpoints that minimize the need for heavy reliance on your technology teams to move data and connect solutions. A word of caution: while these platforms make it easy to move data, they can also create a risk of spaghetti connections, pulling data from systems of convenience rather than systems of truth, introducing data proliferation and data quality problems. Invest in strong data governance and policy enforcement prior to activating these citizen integrators to avoid these expensive challenges. With the right integration tech, you can connect cloud and ground data stores, enabling APIs, file based data movement, and real time streaming connectivity to drive highly personalized digital experiences for your customers. You could do everything we've talked about so far and still be leaving potential impact on the table. Don't create the right organizational models in your company. Remember, I said at the beginning of the talk that in addition to data, you need the right operating model and the right processes in place? This next idea talks about how you can structure teams to gain innovation and data insights that could be differentiated for your business. One of the most effective models that I'm seeing within successful companies are fusion teams. These models assemble a cross functional team that includes functions such as digital marketers, engineers, data scientists, analytics experts, and designers together to solve a business problem. Success in this model isn't measured by hitting a certain predetermined list of features or functional scope within a certain timeline or within a budget. Success is achieved by hitting a business outcome with a product or business capability mindset. I'm a proponent of lean startup thinking. Start by recording your assumptions, create a baseline metric for success, and then create experiments, pivoting as required and iterating till you've solved the problem. This approach banks on being data driven and building a culture of experimentation. Designers and customer experience practitioners ensure customer experience is front and center, and data scientists and engineers can help bring out data driven insights that, when combined with great design and execution, can be a game changer. Build these teams in an environment that fosters collaboration and creativity, and encourage these teams to take measured risks and continuously learn. When I'm recruiting, people sometimes say they want to work with startups. so they can be innovative and work with these fusion operating models. Large enterprises today are creating these startup models within the traditional enterprise where you get the best of both worlds. It is also important to state that in this team empowered environment, the role of a leader is very different. It is now more about clearing roadblocks, providing steer on strategy, and ensuring that the team have all the tools they need to be successful compared to traditional command and control and hierarchical structures. My advice is hire strong people into these teams and then get out of their way. The final idea I'll leave you with today comes back to the importance of people in your organization. When I mentioned that there is a new breed of companies emerging that are data driven enterprises, a common theme among them is a culture of experimentation and decision making that is data driven. You might have heard the term HIPPO used in this context. A HIPPO, for those of you who don't know this term, is an acronym that stands for Highly Paid Person's Opinion. When decisions are made based on intuition and experience and seniority, you can be assured that your MarTech machine isn't performing at its peak. Instill a culture across the company where well designed experiments with the support of good data lead the way. You can then complement these signals with experience and intuition, the things that human beings excel at, to get improved outcomes. Data driven decision making requires high quality data. This isn't just the responsibility of data focused roles within your company. Everyone should be aware of basic data hygiene and know how to derive simple insights from data sets. This will likely require some data literacy training across the board. Roll it out across your firm and make it part of your new hire onboarding processes as well. Finally, I'll leave you with one bonus idea. If your firm doesn't have a strong architecture function, I'd encourage you to build one. A strong architect can be a partner to you in translating business strategy into effective technology solutions and can be critical in helping you mature your data game. Hope you found this presentation useful. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I look forward to your engagement and discovering additional ways to turbocharge marketing machines.